Good morning. This is Yoftahe Gebru from Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm glad to see all of you here again. Today the topic will be on happy, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you. I've been getting a lot of good feedbacks, and I appreciate all of you who have taken the time to give me the feedbacks, to tell me what I need to improve on, how I can get the shows better, what topics to cover. So I'm really happy on all of it. Hey Wilson, good to see you here. So keep those feedbacks coming in. Keep the advice, the directions that you want me to go. Hey Messier, good to see you here. I would be very happy to hear any topic that we need to cover. I know this is a very tough time and wanted to cover a few topics with all of you. And I have like an upcoming show that's going to come in. I'm presenting an interview, what's on the ground in Ethiopia, what the coronavirus, how much is affecting. And then from here, the medical personnel, what kind of trainings are getting, and then how much are they going to be able to share so that to prepare for the next one. So between myself and Emu, Hibist, and Fabian is going to be doing a lot of interviews today and the next few days to bring us what it does look like in Ethiopia on the ground. So please look out for that show. It's going to come up, and we're going to be discussing a lot of things, how to prevent the next crisis, because by the time it hits Africa, by the time we wake up and try to take care of this coronavirus, we don't want it to be too late. A lot of people are thinking now it doesn't affect most of us, or it doesn't affect the warm weather, and we don't want to wake up one day and having a struggle on how to deal with all of this, because we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have enough doctors, we don't have enough equipment to be able to deal with it. So that show's coming up. That one is going to be in Amharic. It's going to be an interview between the medical personnel. We're working with one photographer on the ground to be able to capture as much as possible what's happening. So we'll come up with that on the next show. Today, what I want to talk to you all, with everything, whenever a crisis happens or something bad happens, we always have the tendency of forgetting about ourselves or what happy means. So I want to talk a little bit more with all of you about what does happy means. Are you happy? Are we even asking, are we happy? Or do we feel guilty being happy during this kind of moment? Because when everything is going bad, or we see a lot of people struggling, death, we have the guilt feeling that we can't be happy, as if like happiness is going to run out. So I want to talk a little bit about this. What is the definition of happy for you? Is it a movable target every single time you want to reach something, but you keep moving it and you make it unattainable? So what does happy means for you? Because all of us have that inner conscious and subconscious voice that tells us what happy is. I mean, as we all understand it, when we first call it created or nature, we have most of the time three needs. It's finding food, finding a mate, and then being safe from predators or whatever we talk about it. But throughout the years, the definition of happy or satisfied has progressed and has changed in so many ways. As a child, me going out and playing soccer, call it football at that time, was happy. Now my kids, all they want is iPad, that internet. If they are not connected to the Wi-Fi, if the Wi-Fi goes down, is as if like the end of the world comes up. So our definition of happy throughout the years have changed. But there are a few things that should never change. There is a core value that we all supposed to be keeping it. So I'm going to share a little bit of a story with all of you, and we will work through those. And I'm going to tell you the story about the Stonecutter. Once upon a time lived a stonecutter with his family, making shapes of a lot of cutting stones and making homes, different kind of shapes. One day he was going in the market, and then he see a rich man spending as much money as possible all over and without any consideration. That stonecutter looked at that rich man and he said, if I was a rich man, I would be happy, I would be satisfied. The wishmaker heard him and said, now you are a rich man. The next day, the stonecutter woke up as a rich man, going around the world, this market, and spending as much money as possible, and not worry about on what he's spending it. Doesn't have to worry about the money's going to run out. He's spending it all over the place, And he said, I'm happy. Until one day he goes to the market and he looks up and he looks around and he sees this commotion. He sees a prince going around, people giving attention to him, bowing to him, waving at him, and he's getting all the attention. The rich man at that moment said, I have all this money, but nobody's paying attention to me. I wish I was a prince. If I was a prince, I'll be happy and I'll be satisfied. The wishmaker made that wish happen again. The next day he wake up as a prince. He's going all over the place. People are bowing to him. They are serving him. He says, this is life. I am happy. I'm satisfied. Until one day he wakes up around and he's going around. Everybody's bowing at him. But something is shining on him and making him so warm. And he can't control it. And he looks up and he looks at the sun. And the sun's ray is shining on him and making him warm. And he says, I am this powerful, but how is the sun has so much control over me and making me so warm? I know, he said, if I was the sun, I would be happy. I'll be satisfied. Again, proof the next day he becomes the sun. Now he's shining into the world, all lights, brightness. And he says, this is life. I can reach the world. I can the earth. I am shining. There's nothing powerful more ray than I am. Until one day a cloud passes by freely and blocks his ray. He's shining as much as he can. He's giving all the strength as much as he can. But the ray is not going to earth. The cloud is blocking him. He says, I am this powerful sun, but how is this cloud? I'm stuck here. The cloud is moving so freely in the sky and blocking my ray. I know, he said. If I was that cloud, I would be happy and satisfied. And then boom, he became the cloud. Now he's freely moving into the sky, shining, raining, growing, doing all of things and freely moving into all over the world. And he said, this is life. I can move freely. Until one day, he wants to go left, he's being pushed to the right. He wants to go right, he's being pushed to the left. And he says, what is this? And the wind was pushing him left and right with no control. And he couldn't control. The wind was so powerful. The cloud says, I know, this time I know I have said I want to be so many things from sun, from Stonecutter, but I know if I became that cloud, that wind, I will be happy and satisfied. And again, he becomes that wind. The wind is going all over, blowing everything, dropping, just as much as it can, having fun with it, blowing trees, everything says, I am so powerful, nothing can stop me now. This is life. I am the most powerful thing that ever existed. I am satisfied. Until one day the wind is going and blowing all over the place, and he comes to the mountain, and he pushes, the mountain doesn't move. The mountain doesn't budge. He says, I am this powerful wind and I cannot move the stone. I know I finally found what I want to be. I want to be that mountain, and then I'll be happy and satisfied. And again, the wishmaker made that wish happen, and he became the mountain. Now the mountain is there. Rain comes, snow comes, sun is shining. Nothing moves him, and he's so happy. He says, this is strength. This is power. This is who I'm meant to be. I am happy and satisfied. Until the next day, he hears the ground shaking and moving. And he looks down and looks at who? There was a stonecutter coming in and chipping slowly on the mountain to get those stones away and breaking it apart. And then now he realized, I started as a stonecutter, and I never realized that now I want to be again the stonecutter. So the wishmaker made him again the stonecutter. All of these things that happened, if the stonecutter had realized who he was at the beginning, he has worked on who he was satisfied on who he was happy with what he was and accepted who he was, didn't have to go through all. There's nothing wrong wishing to be the sun, nothing wrong to be wishing the wind, but it does not mean if you are that stonecutter, be happy with the stonecutter. What can the stonecutter could have done to be happier? Could have gotten a bigger hammer, sharpening his tools, Instead of hitting at 90 degree, maybe hitting at 45 degree. Learn who we are and accept who we are, and let's try to progress. Let's try to have that personal development to learn how to make ourselves better, our skill better. As a stonecutter, we can be happy. The sun can be happy as a sun. The wind can be happy as the wind. So happiness is now. Happiness is not about wishing something. The common denominator in all of this is what? Is if. If I became. If I had this. Whenever we put if any condition on our happiness, what we are doing is we're giving happiness a future date. We are saying to ourselves, I don't deserve, or I don't need to be happy right now. If this happens, if I have that bigger house, I will be happy. I buy that bigger house, and guess what? Now I need to fill it with a bigger couch, and I'll be happy. No. I need to have the bigger screen TV, then I'll be happy. No, with this big house that I have, now I need to have that big dining table that I need to fill it in. This dining table cannot be this empty. It has to have that gold shining plates and silverware to put it on the table. Then I will be happy. This is a bigger house now. Someone else has to come in and admire what I have done. Then I'll be happy. I'm inviting guests, strangers, and everybody else to come in and enjoy. Now I'm too tired to sleep. I can't even enjoy what I have accomplished. Because I'm living Jay-Z style life when he's making $10 million, spending $100,000 on a car. I feel like I can do the same thing on $100,000, $200,000 salary. Now, in order to maintain that big house that I never really planned to, or I don't know how to maintain, I have to work 2-3 jobs, and I'm never home to enjoy what I even built, what I even accomplished, what I aimed for. Whenever we have that movable target for our happiness, and we are setting our happiness on a future date, my friends, family, will never be attained. We could get there, make it again on the next one, and the next one again. We're going to go for the next and the next target. So whenever we have that movable target, we're going to have to stop. Make ourselves happy right now. Be satisfied who we are. And then the other part of happiness is we think just because I'm happy, someone else cannot be happy. If someone else is happy, I cannot be happy. We limit happiness as if like happiness is limited. There's plenty to go around, my friends. You could be happy, I can be happy. Actually, when I am happy and you can be happy too, when you're happy, I can be happy too. It doesn't mean whatever is going around is not going to affect us, but let's not work on this scarcity as if like happiness is going to end. There's plenty to go around. We actually, it even works on the other round. We have met, all of us have experienced this. Whenever we see a miserable person, we call them, this person comes miserable, it's going to drain my energy out of me. So being happy doesn't mean you're taking it away from someone else. With all that's going around right now, we may feel guilty being happy. The scarcity actually comes in with job hazard that I call occupational hazard. This time around, actually, a lot of our nurses, medical personnel, let's call it, or police officers, first responders, are going through a lot of depressions right now and being affected by this so much. Why? Because they see so much death, they see so much struggle, and they internalize and they take all of that, and being happy feels guilty. We can still be happy and serve someone else. Actually, when we're happy, we can serve someone else in a much better way because we have more to give. When we're depressed, when we're internalizing everything, or we think it's about the negative only, it's going to be so hard to give. So, happiness doesn't run out. Me being happy or you being happy doesn't take it away from someone else. We can be happy, we can be positive, and help others. It could be parallel. It's not either or. So let's make sure to be happy and in the present. We can't do anything for the past, and there is not a future date that I can put to say I'll be happy tomorrow if I cannot be happy today. There's no guarantee. There's nothing I can do to make tomorrow happy. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Today is the present. Your happiness is present right now. And then I want to go to the next one, what I call the mentality. Nothing wrong with doctors or lawyers. I'm using this as an example. So there's a mentality called the healing doctor mentality, and then the lawyer mentality. The lawyer is, when looking at us, when looking at you, says, I want you to get better. I want to heal you. With whatever pain that you came in, I want to make that pain go away. And then there is the lawyer mentality that says, you heard a case, for example, what does it say? You get in a car accident, the lawyer analyzes how bad the car accident was and sees how much money or settlement that lawyer is going to be able to get based on the car accident, how severe it is. If it was just a minor crash, the lawyer doesn't want to touch it. If you were hurt more, there's more damage, you lost a leg, you lost a life, the lawyer will jump at that. Your loss, your pain, the more bigger, severe it is, it's bigger money, more money for the lawyer. So that lawyer mentality is always going to be, who are you surrounded by? Are you surrounded by the healer? The doctor mentality where it says, I see you in pain, I want to make that pain go away? Or are you surrounded by the lawyer mentality, the more you are hurt, the more advantage I can take of you? If you're not hurt, if bad, don't come to me. That's the lawyer mentality. If you are in pain, let me find a solution, the healer mentality, to help you get better. Who are we surrounded by? Who are we attracting in our life? The law of attraction is always there. It's like who we're surrounding, who we're attracting is going to matter. And how we respond to our world is going to matter. Whenever we think there's always another place that's better than who we are, the saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side, and we always want to jump that fence. No, my friends. The grass is greener where we water it. Where we take care of that grass is where it's greener. The neighbor is taking care of its grass. That's why the grass is greener. So if we take care of ourselves, of our mind, of our mentality, of our grass, then our grass also be greener. So don't fall in with the mentality, the grass is greener on the other side. So don't jump that fence. Take care of our green, and we can be happier. We can be satisfied. And then I want to take you to another story. With the law of attraction or everything else, what we do every day depends. Most of you may have already known this. The story goes like this. A grandfather and a grandson are sitting and having a discussion, and the grandfather says to his grandson, life is about a struggle about two wolves, the evil wolf and the good wolf. The evil wolf is always about greed, hypocrisy, unhappy feeling, jealousy, fighting, always greediness. That's what it is. And he said, the good wolf is always talking about love, empathy, taking care of each other, and caring for each other. So that's the struggle that's always going in between our head, says the grandfather to the grandson. And the grandfather listened and asked his grandfather, who wins? Who wins? That was the question from the grandson. And the grandfather looked at his grandson and he said, the one you feed. Which wolf are we feeding, my friends? Are we feeding the evil wolf that's always greedy, looking, never satisfied? Are we feeding that lawyer mentality? It's always saying that I never lost a case. I worry whenever a lawyer says I never lost a case. Why? Trying to get from 120 case win to 121? It doesn't matter guilty or not. It's just about the win. That lawyer is forgetting what? That scumbag killer or thief that he's letting on the street Tomorrow might come back, let go on the society, turn around and kill one of his family members, steal his precious house or whatever it is that he's letting him be. But for that moment, he's talking about winning, just getting that money or winning his case. But he's forgetting what he's unleashing. What comes around, goes around, comes around, my friends. What are we unleashing? What are we letting go? Because it doesn't affect us, or we are gaining on the top of someone else. Are we unleashing the evil? Are we always looking for that next fix like a drug dealer? One day a drug dealer might get the shots and one syringe might be enough to make him happy. The next day, one shot is not going to be happy. It's going to be 2 syringes. The next day is a syringe. That high is always going to be. Are we always looking for that next big fix? Because it's always going to be movable. What made us happy, that high that we are looking for today, is not going to be enough tomorrow. So work with each other. Let's love each other. Let's protect each other. There's a lot of things that's going around wrong. But if we bring ourselves into it, if we bring for others, for me, if you ask me what's happy, happy means people. Happy means my family. Your gain is my gain working with you. I'm going to share a quick story right now. Actually, I had this conversation yesterday with Muye. And I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this. With everything that's going around, we care, definitely we have to care about ourselves, but there are a lot of homeless people around there that are not getting enough attention because people of the coronavirus are trying to stay away. My good friends went in to volunteer and give her time to those in need. Those in need, this is a time that they're going to be forgotten. But she had that heart, and I need that to be shared. I need all of us to be inspired and want to be that. That was her happy moment. She went out to help those people who need, who couldn't help themselves. That was her happy moment. And I relate so much with her because that's my happy moment. Seeing my family happy, seeing people happy. So what is making you happy? What is that happiness for you? Only you can define that. Hopefully it's not that next fix. Is it the promotion? If I get promoted, if I get to that rank, if I get more in this, if I get $100,000, I'll be happy. If I get $200,000, if I get $1 million, I'll be happy. What is it? Don't give your happiness a future date. Be happy right now because it can be parallel. So, my friends, family, I am happy to see you here. You make me happy. My family's life makes me happy. So that's what drives in me. So happiness equals people for me. I hope for most of you, all of you, is that case, but I cannot define that for you. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I want to leave you with one final thought. Whatever that makes you happy, it has to be now, in the present. Don't put so many conditions in your life with ifs. That if may never come. That if is going to move. Nothing wrong in wanting that big house. But what are we sacrificing for it? If we can't enjoy what we have in our hand right now, getting that big house, I guarantee you, is not going to make you happy. If you're not happy with your Toyota Camry right now, getting that Benz or Lamborghini is not going to make you happy. Just like we talked about the Stonecutter, with everything that went around from sun to everything, one thing that he carried with him was his mind, was his satisfaction. What is it that we are taking with us? Who we are defines who we are. So be happy in the present, and I hope you make people your happy spot, and everything else will take care of it. Once again, thank you for listening. This is Yoftahe Gebru from Boston, Massachusetts, from the Gebru Show. We have so many upcoming events. Like I said, the next one is going to be in Amharic. I have Fabian in Ethiopia right now. I talked to her today that she's going to try to do an interview because I'm so worried the next big hit is going to be in Africa. We have so many of our African population thinking this coronavirus doesn't affect us because of warm weather. I worry that big hit is going to happen. We're not ready. We're not prepared for that. So I hope all of you will join hand to say, let's be ready. Instead of just being reactionary, we want to have something in place that we can help our people. Because a lot of people are not taking it seriously because they think of warm weather because of whatever. I call it naivety. I could go in as far as saying stupidity or not knowing things. There was in Nigeria, I think someone told me that thinking like this is a rich man disease. This is the time to take care of ourselves. Let's forget about let's work on the fact and let's make sure that we are saying the right amount of things. So the next big hit, the next worry that I have could be Ethiopia and the whole Africa that we're going to get hit with this. So we're going to join hand. I'm going to bring you that show. I'm preparing an interview with a photographer on the ground, a nurse, and someone who can mobilize us and give us what's going on the ground. So once again, I leave you with this thought, with the blessing. Please take care of each other. Until next time, this is Yoftahe Gebru from The Gebru Show. Peace. Bless you all.